These viral social media noodles are an absolute bomb of umami flavor. So this social media recipe that's going viral is basically a play on butter noodles with a little bit of soy sauce added in. So I'm going to use some pasta that has some area for sauce to get stuck into it. If you want to use just regular spaghetti, that's fine. We're going to use a little bit of soy sauce. Obviously, we're going to need some chicken stock to cook the pasta in. You could use water if you want. That's totally fine. We're going to use a little bit of cheese, not a lot. It's not the emphasis in this dish. And then some butter to make buttered noodles. So to start, I'm going to get pasta into my saucier pan. We're going to add a little bit of olive oil, and I'm just going to toast this pasta. I think for a dish that's as plain as just buttered noodles, getting a little bit of a toasty flavor is always nice. This step is completely optional. If you just want to pour these into boiling water, that is totally fine. But the one thing I will say is you don't want to add too much liquid if you're using chicken stock. So first I'm going to add a little bit of garlic here and just let that kind of do its thing for 30 seconds. But when I add in the chicken stock, I don't want to overfill it. So if you're putting it in and bringing it up to a boil beforehand, you may have too much at the end. So when it's time to add that chicken stock in, I want to barely cover this pasta. The pasta is going to absorb the stock, same it would absorb water. This way it's just getting some flavor from the chicken, but I don't want to have too much sauce left over at the end or too much liquid that you can't turn into a sauce. So very much you want to monitor how much liquid's in here. We're going to let that cook for probably 5 or 6 minutes. As you can see, it's started to reduce a little too much already. So I'm going to add a splash more stock in here just to make sure that it is all fully cooking. You don't want any pasta sticking out that's not really getting heat or liquid because those noodles won't cook. But let it do its thing for another couple minutes, and now you can see it's reducing well. The pasta, I tasted it. It is starting to really get to that al dente point, so we don't need any more liquid in here. It's also thickened up perfectly, which is what we're looking for. And now at the al dente point, you can see this is basically just a sauce. And that's all, just chicken stock and the starch of the pasta. So I'm going to throw in 2 tablespoons of butter at this point, mix that throughout, see what we're looking like sauce-wise. I don't want to overcomplicate butter noodles. If you want to give it some flips in your pan like this, get some air incorporated, you'll get a creamier result, but you don't need to do that. You also don't need to do all the steps. If you want to just throw butter into noodles, that's totally fine. But now we're going to add the soy sauce component. This is a 2-person portion, so I'm going to use about a tablespoon worth of soy sauce. If you're just making this for yourself, add like a tablespoon worth. The first time you make this, use a little less than you think you will need to, and then just kind of ramp up those flavors. Soy sauce is very powerful. We're going to add in a little sprinkle of cheese here, 1 more tablespoon of butter, and mix that all together. If it's looking a little too thick, which I thought mine was, I'm just going to add in a splash of chicken stock that I have left over. You don't have any starchy pasta water here, which is unfortunate, but a little dash of that chicken stock won't make things too loose. It'll just bring everything together perfectly, and that's what you're looking for. That is soy sauce butter noodles. So let's get that out in a bowl. You can see there's no real loose runny liquid. It turns into a very nice cohesive sauce. That's what you're looking for. Top it with a little bit of cheese. I'm going to put a little bit of olive oil on it. I'm going to top it with a little bit of green onions, but if you want to do basil, that's also totally fine. And now we're going to dive into this, give it a taste, and I'm really excited for this. If you want to spruce up butter noodles, that's what this is good for. It is a very simple weeknight dish or something to make kids that want a little extra flavor if they like soy sauce flavors. But that being said, this is an absolute blast of umami. It is so good. It is so much more than just butter noodles. It's hard to describe. You just need to try this, but it is a fantastic social media dish.